How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Crypto is at a very key point right now. Bitcoin's very close to breaking support levels. There are a lot of altcoins that are at key areas of support. It's going to be really fascinating to see what happens. Actually, by the time you watch this, maybe we've fallen down further or maybe we've started to rally back up. But I want to show you kind of how you can protect yourself with some of your trades right now. And I think there's a huge opportunity here that a lot of people will miss. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you want to trade crypto, we're talking about that a bit today. There's a link to WEEX underneath the video. There's a huge bonus when you start using that link and you do different actions. You can get up to $20,000, I believe it is. I really like this exchange too. I've been using it more today than ever to open some positions, and yeah, I really like it. So definitely check it out underneath the video. No KYC. You don't need a VPN. You can get set up in just a few minutes. So definitely check this out. It's really easy to set up and get started trading. So let's look at the market right now. Bitcoin falling down to $90,800. So we're close to the $90,000 support, which we have not broken, to be clear. Once we move past 90,000, like over a 2-day span, we have not come back down to 90,000. 1 week ahead of inauguration, MicroStrategy is buying. We've seen the ETFs go back and forth, but a lot of companies are buying. I think now is a really good risk to reward ratio. Like, the fact is the general stock market's just a little bit weak. Bitcoin and crypto's weak. But really, there's no real reason for crypto to be weak. Of course, people will point to the fact that the DOJ could sell Bitcoin, or they are selling Bitcoin or something like that. Well, if they are selling, there's only an opportunity for the U.S. government to buy it back, right? Because Trump has said that he wants a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So if they're selling right now, that might be the best possible scenario, because we're going to see the U.S. buy it back here soon. If most likely they're not selling though. So that's one piece of FUD. USDT has been a source of FUD recently, with some people saying that they're going to go insolvent when they're making literally billions of dollars a quarter. We also have people pointing out that Russia is banning crypto and that China is going to ban crypto, when really they're accumulating. It's pretty obvious they've been accumulating. People are pointing out that the economy is too strong, that the Fed's not going to have to raise rate or lower rates quite as quickly. Okay, great. That means that the Fed can lower rates in 2025, 2026, 2027 if they don't have to aggressively lower them now. So that means that this bull run can last longer. And what I think really is happening right now is we're seeing manipulation ahead of one of the potential biggest moments in history for crypto, with one of the largest countries in the world, the strongest economically, going out and buying Bitcoin and making it public. So I think there's manipulation right now. If you just showed someone all the news recently, they would be extremely bullish on Bitcoin, more bullish than ever. And yet we've seen a nice 16% decline. To be clear, I think right now you stick to your plan. If you're a trader, great. If you are someone that wants to open up positions, you've been studying it for a while, or you think there's opportunity, great. If you're someone that just wants dollar cost average, fantastic. I don't think you're going to regret it in 5 years. Now, maybe over the next year, maybe we fall down further. Maybe you feel like you can get at a better position. But if Bitcoin and crypto goes where we think it's going to go, then you're probably not going to regret buying right now. Of course, we could always fall further down, right? But I think, generally you don't want to capitulate at times like this. I think that's a terrible decision, to make rash decisions when we are falling down. And there's not really bad news. It's not like there's some exchange blowing up and you really have to worry about the value of maybe like the tokens that they're dropping on the market or anything like that. Like, the fact is, everything is still extremely bullish. We're right at support levels. If we break support, if manipulators win, push down the market, scare the newbies, the weak hand investors, you could see a move down to maybe the 100-day EMA, which is around 88,000. But even if we move down there, I think that's like an extreme bullish area where I would be placing more longs. Otherwise, if we break through that, we could go further down. To be clear, there's always a possibility. So I am trading here today. I actually opened up a handful of positions, some larger, some smaller, but what I'm doing is I am going low leverage long. So I'm anywhere from 3 to 5, maybe 6x long here today, knowing that if I go 3x, right? If I go 3x long, that means Bitcoin could go all the way down to $60,000 without me being liquidated. If I go 5x, right, just do the math, you could see something like a 20% move. So maybe a move down to $72,000. You could see a move down to $72,000 before you get liquidated. Now, we had some previous resistance right around $73,000, $74,000. So I would assume even if we broke down and broke down and broke down, we'd still bounce off that region. Now, I also opened up some other trades on some other altcoins, but let's say, we move down and you're worried that we see move down to maybe $85,000 and you have a liquidation price around $84,000. Let's just say. You can also add margin on WEEX. So you could go down here and say, well, I have this amount of margin. I'm gonna increase my margin and actually lower my liquidation price. You can also reduce margin. So I have not done that before, but I believe if you start moving up, right, and then you really weren't worried. Let's say we're at 180,000, and you're like, we'd have to fall down to 73,000 for me to get liquidated. I'm going to actually pull some profits essentially, or reduce a margin. You can also just take partial profits. You can take some of your position out. So it's really fascinating what you can do here. And yeah, I opened some trades on Bitcoin, Ethereum, SUI, XRP, Solana. You can see here, let's go over to Solana. We're at a pretty key area here as well. Let's get rid of the EMA here. We're at a pretty key level in terms of where we were rejected for so long. So you can see we got rejected 3, maybe 4 times by this line, this trend line. We came up above it, went to new all-time highs, bounced against it, continued up. Now we're right at this support again. Like, if the market turns around, this is a pretty awesome area to be longing, right? Let's say you long and then we get to new all-time highs again. That would be a 54% move times whatever leverage you're using. If you're using 3x or 5x, obviously it's just 150% to 250% return. Then we see the same thing on something like XRP. We were in this triangle for a while, getting rejected by this trend line, and then we continued to have support on this trend line. We came up above it just over the last few days, and now it looks like we're retesting it. Like, we're right at the support. If we can hold 235-ish, or even if we dip below it for a little bit, as long as we're not closing below these lines, I think we're still looking fairly bullish on XRP, especially if the market turns around. Just came out that Donald Trump is putting, I think, 24 different crypto executives and crypto experts in place to help him with his strategic reserve, with policy and that kind of thing. So yeah, like, I'm sure Brad Garlinghouse is being looked at for that. He just met with Trump. There have been a handful of other miners and crypto executives. So it'll be fascinating to watch, but XRP could have a pump because of that. Now, to be clear, all these could fall down as well. Like, we regularly see SUI take 30, 40% drops. Right now it's at a 20% drop. I placed a long. I realized that if we fall down, I could get liquidated. All these, even, 2 things you can do, I suppose, to prevent the liquidation. You can add margin like we talked about. You can also just open up new positions. Like, let's say your liquidation point on XRP is $2. Maybe you opened it at $2.40 and you did like a 6x long or something like that. I think the math makes out to be about that. So let's say you did a 6x long and you're going to get liquidated at $2. Okay, let's say we get down to $2. You have to know that there could be liquidation right when you open the position, and maybe you put a little money on the side. This is something that I do regularly. So if you do get liquidated, you just open up another 6x long. And then if you get liquidated again, you just continue writing it down. Now, if we go into a bear market, that's not the best scenario because you're just going to keep on getting liquidated until we're down maybe 80, 90%. But I don't think we're there yet. I think we still are going to turn around. In bull markets, there's still big pullbacks. And again, this would be a very early, very tamed bull market, especially for all the great news that's come out and like all the massive changes that have come to crypto this bull run. This would be really disappointing in terms of returns, but still, hopefully you've made some money, right? Hopefully you've taken some profits out, or hopefully you're still up significantly, because we haven't had a big big group of retail investors that have come into the market. Sure, some people are coming in, but it's not like 2021. It's not like 2017 yet, with a lot of new people coming in. So hopefully you've made some money no matter what. But if you are thinking the market's going to reverse, well, XRP set a higher high and a higher low so far. We're right at support. Maybe you want to go place some long positions. And again, you can either place more margin if we fall down, or you can just get ready with another buy order, right? So let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I think now is like a fantastic pullback to get in. And people don't want to do it. People are scared, but then inevitably we move up again, and then people feel like, oh, I really missed out, and then they place long positions when we're at new all-time highs. The best time to do it, in my opinion, is when we've seen a pullback. There's a lot of fear in the market. It's misplaced, right? It's irrational fear, I think. We see market manipulators, and you have dry powder, you have capital to put into the market. Like, you're coming at the market from a position of strength. That is the time to go in long. That's the time to trade, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video, though. Again, check out WEEX underneath the video. I really like the platform. Of course, always do your own research on platforms and trading and all that kind of stuff. I can't tell you what to do, but you can market order, you can spot order futures, you can copy trade on the platform too. They just rolled out isolated, separated margin as well for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they're rolling out to more altcoins here soon. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Be ready for anything, because there's going to be volatility. I said that for the last couple of weeks. There's going to be a ton of volatility ahead of inauguration. And it makes sense. Manipulators are trying to force down the market to get people irrationally scared. And then most likely we're moving up. I could always be wrong. Do your own research. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in the next one.